The Special Areas Board, it's a provincial crown agency, but it was created in response to much of the same issues that really resulted in the formation and the creation of the PFRA. In the early days of European settlement in Western Canada, you had a federal government that had these grand ambitions to have settlers come and homestead on every quarter section of the West. And that was really in blatant disregard to the recommendations of a gentleman named Captain John Palliser, who, when he surveyed the area in the late 1800s, said that this area was really not, I think his quote was, not suitable for man nor beast, and he didn't think that it should be settled. The federal government, disregard to that recommendation, brought in thousands and thousands of European settlers. And in fact, the irony to me today in what is the current boundary of special areas, our population actually peaked in the late 1920s, about 1929. And we had just about 30,000 residents in this area, whereas today we're barely over 4,000 people. Rurally, we might be at a regional population of about 10,000 within the area. When you go back to the late 70s, early 80s, when a family farm, they successfully farmed 1,000 acres. And so then now you have, farm operations, not all of them, but some of them might be farming 30,000 acres, for example. That's taking the place of 30 family farms on the hands of one single operation. So I think it's bound to change the landscape in terms of settlement and rural depopulation. Like that truly does have an impact. But I don't know if I would go as far to say that rural depopulation is just strictly a function of farm size. Other natural resource, primary production, oil and gas, like all that stuff kind of feeds into it. So I don't think it's just simply a factor of farm size, but yes, I think it does have an impact. Will it continue to have an impact? I suspect in some ways it does, but I'm not sure.